We're out in the lake nice and early this morning, and we're fishing for some eastern brook trout. So I'd tell you a couple things that I seem to find works really well here. Eastern brook trout are very spooky, so one of the things you can't really spend a lot of time doing is moving around. You really need to find a location and not move, or set your rod up, closer to shore or somewhere where you're not going to be walking back and forth, and put a bell on it or just keep your eye on it. The movement seems to spook the bigger trout. Another thing I like to do is keep the flush in the hole. Just kind of keep it covered, and it seems like the bigger brook trout kind of shy away from anything that's different. So there's a little too much light coming in the hole, they tend to not move in on that. And a friend told me the other day, he said that he thought some of the brook trout were even not responding to his hole because his transducer was hanging slightly too low. So he had to kind of bring that up and keep it from being line of sight down below. But I was only here 5 minutes, and I caught a few, and I got a few on the mark right here, so we'll see what we can do. They're down there like crazy with it. Can't get one to hook up. Not tapping. Sounds like Jim, or my Ashanti team member, just lost a big one. Broke off his jamming jig. That's the second jamming jig he's broke. He's not happy. There he is. Oh, just a little guy. Just a little guy. I've been catching them on my little mud bug from Northland. It's a pretty fish. But here we go. There you go, buddy. Thank you. Down. Down, boy. Down. There you go. Well, it's another small one, but it's another small one. Okay, I see there's another fish down there. So I'm going to try get my rod in here. Oh, it's back. Just hold my line still so that I can get my rod out of this. Oh, he just did not flirt with this. Here he comes. Still there. Maybe he took... Still hanging around. There he is again. Come on, baby. There he is. Sean. Better. That one's a little better. Put you back. So there's another little eastern brook trout. Put him back. Okay, here's one down there now. Oh, there's one. Fish on. Oh, it's just a, he's a big guy. Okay. Alright. Oh, there we go. Well, there's little ones in here too. Gotta find the big one. Well, I was just playing with this jig and watching more of the motion on my Markham than paying attention, and I just had a really nice big one on. He just slayed it. I don't know where he came from. I didn't even see him on the Markham. And well, I played him for a couple minutes. I was too nervous to get up and turn the camera on, but eventually I lost him. But seems like there's quite a few fish moving around here. I seen two really big ones just a couple minutes ago, so I'm hoping to be able to entice him back. So I'm just gonna let the video run for a second here and see if we can't. It's really kind of strange actually. It's, we tend to have more luck keeping our baits very still in here. Yet I was just playing with it just to see the motion of it, and I don't know if he was just cruising by and accidentally went after it, or if I actually triggered the strike. But well, I can't argue with it right now. I'll see if I can do it again. The nice thing about using these little power bait tails is, you know, you can stop the motion while they're, you know, if they come in and they're kind of sensitive to you jigging away and they bolt off, you know, they got a really good scent. So you can, you know, you can take the chance of holding it still for a little bit, so they get a little chance to smell it, and then still take it. A lot of lakes out here, BC area, we're not allowed to use bait. So these Berkley power baits are the perfect, and when I say bait, I mean like you know, fish parts or stuff like that. So using the Berkley power baits is just like the perfect answer. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about my rig today. Typically people use spinning reels or bait casters, and a few years ago I've discovered that, oh, forgive my discretion, there's a fish down there. I noticed that we were having a heck of a lot of problems with our drags freezing up in both spinning reels and bait casters. So what I have here, and I've been using it for a few years now, this is a Martin. It's a 34 large arbor. It's just a fly reel, and if you can get a decent fly reel that doesn't have a space where your line can actually slip through on the inside, then no matter what happens, no matter how cold it gets, if your drag freezes, you can always leave it off and palm these. So when you have a big glove on, like I usually do, it's so easy to palm the drag and you don't lose the big fish. I'm hooked onto that. I have an HT Ice Blue series. This is the 30-inch. I probably should have brought my 24-inch. It's not really a lot of space in here for this. I thought it'd be outside, but it's getting breezy and quite cold. I have the heater on in here, and everything's still freezing up. So it's actually quite cold out. I use a lot of these Ice Blues. I think I have the entire series, and phenomenal rods. You know, for the price they are, they're absolutely phenomenal rods. So that's what I'm using today, and if you're having a little problem with your drag, maybe give a fly reel a try. It's been working for me. Let's see if I can catch this fish that's hanging out down here. Wow, this one's pulling some pretty good drag. Woohoo! Oh, there he is. Oh, he's tangled up. Alright. Okay, he's not super big. He thought he was. Pretty aggressive, actually. Okay, so there's another shot of those